Hello students, today in this lecture I will explain you about the cyclotron. What is cyclotron? It is a device by which we can accelerate to the positively charged particles like the protons, like the neutrons to very heavy to very huge velocities. It's clear? To huge energies. And when these particles will be accelerated to huge energies, they can be used in the disintegration purpose in nuclear experiments. Means in order to disintegrate to the nucleus, we use this. It was devised by Lawrence in 1932. Cyclotron. What is cyclotron? It is a positively charged particles accelerator. It is a positively charged particles accelerator to very huge velocities, to very huge energies. It's clear? Now see here, first you see the constructional setup of the cyclotron. So in the constructional setup of the cyclotron, there are two semicircular metallic discs. There are two semicircular metallic discs are placed here on the plane of paper in such a way that their plane surfaces are facing to each other. Now what is the meaning of semicircular metallic disc? So let me make the diagram, then I am explaining you. You must have seen the tiffin boxes, steel tiffin boxes. They are generally round in shape or they are in the rectangular shape. Now if you have a tiffin box which is in D shape, here that tiffin box is in D shape. So here it is this. Now all of you wait for a minute, let me complete this. This is one semicircular metallic D. We call it as D double E. It's clear? Means it is like a box which is in D shape. It is like a box which is in D shape. It's this surface is curved and this is the plane surface. This is another D, and they are placed in such a way that their plane surfaces are facing to each other at a very small distance. Here I have shown a very large distance, but in actual there will be a very small distance. It's clear? Here these D's are placed on the plane of paper. Here these D's are placed on the plane of paper, and there is an intense magnetic field perpendicular to the plane of paper in downward direction. Intense magnetic field perpendicular to the plane of paper in downward direction. So what is its nearly magnitude? Magnitude is nearly equal to B equals to 1.6 Tesla. From the magnitude you can say that it is very small magnetic field, but it is a very intense magnetic field. It's clear? And why it is very intense? Because Earth's magnetic field is only 0.4 Gauss, and it is 10,000 times more than that. 10,000 times more than that. So it is a very intense magnetic field which is perpendicular to the plane of D. Means if the D's are situated on the plane of paper, the magnetic field is perpendicular to the plane of paper in downward direction. Now in between the space, in between this space, between the plane surfaces, there is a alternating source of electric field. Alternating source is connected here, which produces a varying electric field in this region. Here it produces the varying electric field. It's clear. And what is the magnitude of that electric field? So here this alternating source is having what frequency? 10 to the power 5 volt per meter. This is the it is the 10 to the power 5 volt. What is the potential difference of this alternating source? 10 to the power 5 volt. And what is the frequency? It is 10 to 15 megahertz. 10 to 15 megahertz. This is clear. Now see here, when you will connect these to this alternating source, what will happen? It will produce an electric field in this region. An electric field will be developed in this region, and in one cycle it will be directed in this direction. In the negative half cycle, the direction of electric field will be reversed. Direction of electric field will be reversed. It's clear. Now here there will be no electric field inside the dish. Why it will be no electric field inside the dish? Because as we know that when any metal conductor is placed in electric field, when any metal conductor is placed in electric field, then its surface becomes equipotential. There will be a uniform potential all over the surface, and when the surface will become equipotential, what will happen? There will be no electric field inside the dish, but there will be the magnetic field. Means inside the dish electric field do not act. That's clear. Now see here, at the center of both the dish there is an ion source. There is an ion source. This is a very small gap. I have shown a very large gap. This is the positively charged ion source, which is represented here by the symbol S. It's clear. So what is cyclotron? Already I have told, cyclotron is a positively charged accelerator like protons and neutrons. It accelerates to these particles to very huge energies. What is the use of these high energy positively charged particles? They are used for disintegration purpose in nuclear experiment. Means in order to smash the nucleus, we use these high energy particles. It is not used for accelerating negatively charged particle or uncharged particle. It is only for positively charged particle. It is clear. What is its constructional setup? In the constructional setup of the cyclotron, there are two semicircular metallic dish placed in such a way that their plane surfaces are facing to each other at a very small distance. There is a uniform magnetic field of this order perpendicular to the plane of dish. Means if the dish are on the plane of paper, then magnetic field is perpendicular to the plane of paper. Both dish are connected to an alternating source of electric field. Alternating source whose voltage is 10 to the power 5 volt and frequency 10 to 15 megahertz. Frequency is 10 to 15 megahertz. Now see here, this frequency we denote by the symbol nu naught. Nu naught. Now at this, because of this alternating source, there will be electric field in this gap. Though there will be no electric field inside the dish, there will be no electric field because they will become equipotential. There is an ion source located at the center of both the semicircular dish. It's clear. Now when let at any instant when it emits a positively charged particle, the direction of electric field is this. We have assumed let at any instant when it emits a positively charged particle, the direction of electric field is in this direction. Here this you take D1 and this you take D2. That is directed from D1 to D2. Because of this electric field, what will happen? It will accelerate towards the D2. it will accelerate towards the dd2. And why it will accelerate? Because the electric field is acting in this direction. This is the positively charged particle it emits. Therefore, positively charged particle will experience the electric force in the direction of electric field. Therefore, it will accelerate, its speed will increase. What will be the role of magnetic field? Because of the magnetic field, since its motion is normal to the magnetic field, therefore it will turn on the circular path. Means what is the role of magnetic field? Magnetic field here, magnetic field turns positively charged particle, positively charged particle on a circular path. It will not affect to its speed. Why it will not affect to its speed? These things already I explained in the previous lectures. And why? Because here its direction of motion is normal to the magnetic field. It is clear. While what is electric field? What is the role of electric field? It accelerates positively charged particle, in the direction of electric field. In the direction of electric field, it will accelerate to the positively charged particle within the space between both D's, not inside the D. So see here, what will happen? This positively charged particle will turn on a circular path, moves towards the dd2, accelerates up to this. It's clear. After that, it keep on moving with the same speed. With the same speed means with that speed with which it enters into the D, and it describes a circular path. It describes a semicircular path. It is clear. Now, what will be the time taken by the particle in describing to this semicircular path? So, as you know that what is the period of revolution? It is equals to 2 pi m upon qb. What is m? Mass of the particle. What is q? Charge on the particle. B, the strength of this magnetic field which is perpendicular to plane of paper. Now, since it is describing semicircular path, therefore, what will be the time in which it will complete the circular path? Pi m upon qb. It is clear. Pi m upon qb. Now, we have set its frequency, this frequency of this AC source in such a way that the instant at which it comes out from D2, the timing, the instant at which, the moment at which it come out from the dd2, at the same time electric field get reversed. At the same time electric field get reversed means it becomes from this to this. It's clear. Means what will you set? You will set in the frequency of this in such a way that the moment it comes out from this D, the direction of electric field get reversed. It is clear. And when the direction of electric field will get reversed, what will happen? Its speed will once again increase. Suppose it is coming out from here with 1 meter per second. So once again it will accelerate in this gap, and when it enters in this D, its speed becomes from 1 से 2. 1 से बढ़ के कितनी हो जाती है? सपोज 2 हो जाती है. And why it will increase? Because when it comes out, it finds the electric field in the same direction in which it is coming out. Therefore, once again it will accelerate. So in this D, it will enter with the greater speed. and since it is entering with the greater speed, so what will happen? It will describe the circular path of bigger radius, because you know that when a charged particle is moving normal to the magnetic field, what will be the radius of circular path? This radius is directly proportional to speed. More the speed, it will describe the circular path of bigger radius. More the speed, it will describe the circular path of bigger radius. But what will be the time? Time will still remain same, because the time do not depend upon velocity. Already I have explained in the previous lecture. So it is describing the circular path of bigger radius, means like this. It is clear. Now see here, already you have set the frequency in such a way that the moment it comes out from here, the direction of electric field reverses. It finds the electric field in the same direction in which it is coming out. Therefore, once again it will accelerate. Its speed increases. So what will happen? It will describe the circular path of bigger radius inside the state in the same time. It is clear. And this process will continue. It's clear. It will keep on moving on the circular path of increasing radii. It's clear. In the same time. When it is about to touch the periphery of these semicircular discs. About to touch the periphery of these semicircular discs means when the radius of circular path is equal to capital R. When the radius of circular path is equal to capital R, where capital R is what? It is the radius of these discs. It is clear. Now see here what will happen. This phenomena will take place again and again, and the particle will keep on moving on the circular path of increasing radii. When it is about to touch the circular path of radius capital R, which is the radius of these discs, then what will happen? By using a deflecting plate, here there is a deflecting plate. By using a deflecting plate, it will be deflected towards the desired target. It's clear. This is the nucleus. This is a positively charged deflecting plate. It deflects to this positively charged particle by the force of repulsion towards the desired target. It will go straight. After coming out, it will go straight. Why it will go straight? Because neither there is any electric field nor magnetic field. It is clear. And it will smash to this nucleus. It is clear. Now see here. So from here you can see what is the working condition. What is the working condition of this cyclotron? So here, the moment it come out from a D, the direction of electric field should be reversed. If suppose it is not, if this thing do not take place, suppose it is going to come out from here, but the direction of electric field is still this. So it is trying to come out, but what will happen? Because of the electric force, that electric force is exerting a force in the inward direction. It is exerting the force in the inward direction, therefore it will not work. It will work only when the moment it is going to come out from a D, the direction of electric field between the gap reverses at the same moment. Then it will work. It means that the time taken in completing this semicircle will be equal to what? It means it is the period of revolution is equal to the periodic time of this AC source. Or we can say that the frequency of revolution is equal to the frequency of AC source. What is the frequency of revolution? You can see here, periodic time of this revolution is t. So what is the frequency of revolution? Frequency of revolution nu equals to 1 upon t, that is qb upon 2 pi m. It is clear. It is the time in which, it is the number of rotations, revolutions made in 1 second. It is clear. It should be equal to the frequency of applied AC source. Means what is the working condition of cyclotron? You can see here, working condition of cyclotron. Condition of cyclotron. Here frequency of applied AC source, which we have represented by the symbol nu naught, should be equal to frequency of revolution of charged particle. Revolution of charged particle. And what is the frequency of revolution of charged particle? So it is qb upon 2 pi m. So nu naught is equal to qb upon 2 pi m. It is clear? This. Now see here, cycle, one more thing. What is the maximum velocity which a particle, which this particle, positively charged particle, can achieve? Maximum velocity imparted by cyclotron to a positively charged particle. To a positively charged particle. What will be the maximum velocity? So maximum velocity will be corresponding to the maximum radius of circular path. It will be corresponding to maximum radius of circular path. And what is maximum radius of circular path? What is R max? It is equal to capital R, which is radius of Dij. It is clear? So what will be the velocity? So as we know that R equals to what? mv upon qb. So what will be V? V equals to qbr upon m. So what is V max? What is the maximum velocity? It is equals to qbr upon m. This is the maximum value of velocity. Maximum value of velocity will be equal to qbr upon m. Now see here, what will be the maximum kinetic energy? So you can determine here maximum kinetic energy, as you have seen that what is the maximum velocity? Maximum velocity V max equals to qbr upon m, where m is the mass of the positively charged particle, q is the charge, b is the magnetic field strength, and r is the radius of semicircular disc. So what will be the maximum kinetic energy? So you can see here, maximum kinetic energy equals to 1/2 m v max square. So it is k equals to 1/2 m. What is v max? That is QBr upon m whole square. So when you will simplify, it will come out q square b square r square upon 2m. This is the maximum value of the kinetic energy. It's clear? Now see here. Here, what will be the limitations of cyclotron? This is very important. Cyclotron cannot accelerate the particles to velocities as comparable to the speed of light. It cannot accelerate. It can accelerate to the particles to very huge velocities, but not as comparable to speed of light, not to this value of 3 into 10 power 8 meter per second. It is clear? Velocities acquired by the charged particle cannot be of this order. They cannot be of this order, because when it will become velocity of the particle will become of this order, then what will happen? Its mass will not remain constant. It will start increasing. As we know that relativistic mass during the motion, relativistic mass during the motion is given by 1 minus v square upon c square. It is the velocity of the moving particle, c is the speed of light, which we represent by 3 into 10 power 8 meter per second. m naught, it is the rest mass, which is because of the matter. So if the particle is moving with such velocity, then what will happen? Its mass will not remain constant. And when mass will not remain constant, so what will happen? This frequency will keep on changing with time. It will keep on changing with time. Here, this frequency of revolution, it will keep on changing with time, because it depends upon him. When this changes, then the frequency of revolution is changing. Therefore, now nu naught will be equal to this only for a certain value of mass. When the mass will change, it will become unequal, and when it will not be equal, when both the frequencies will not be equal, what will happen? Cyclotron will stop working. It's clear? So it can accelerate to the particles to the huge velocities, but not as comparable to the speed of light. It's clear? Then what are the other limitations? It cannot accelerate uncharged particle. It is only for accelerating charged particle. It cannot accelerate electrons. And why? Because of their very small mass and acquiring very high speed. So these are some limitations of the cyclotron. So this is all about in this lecture. In the next lecture, we will discuss force on a current carrying conductor placed in uniform magnetic field. It's clear? Now you solve the numerical problems on this. So thank you.